Hello. I'll be talking about pregnant women in prison. Now, 6% of women entering prison are pregnant in the United States. The Department of Justice states that 3% of Department of Justice and Correctional facilities use restraints on pregnant women in the third trimester. 23 states Department of Correction facilities allow the use of restraints during labor, and only 5 states have policies stipulating no restraints during labor. When pregnant women are in prison, they do not receive the proper care or nutrition for their unborn child. When women are pregnant, they're supposed to have be on a special diet as well as receive exercise. While in prison, they do not receive these services. Now, I know that women in prison do go through a lot trying to take care of themselves, but taking care of themselves while they are pregnant can also be a lot. Now, even though these women are criminals, there's no reason to treat them like they are not human. Also, you have to keep in mind that there is an innocent child here that didn't ask to be there in that prison facility. There are a few groups out here, advocacy groups. One big group is the Amnesty International Human Rights Program. Now, it was founded in 1961 and it works to protect human rights worldwide. Now, they have several great ideas for women in prison that the prisons should actually take up. One is all prisons should develop a written policy and procedure that ensure the well-being of the pregnant women and their babies. Also, the Department of Corrections should not restrain pregnant women in the same manner they restrain other prisoners. This may have a health risk for the fetus and the mother. Now, jails and prisons should not restrain pregnant women while in the hospital during labor or during the transporting to the hospital or back from the hospital, which is before labor and after labor. There are a few effective services and ineffective services that these women receive while in prison. One effective service is the Peachtree Prison Doula Service. It's for incarcerated mothers in North Carolina. Now, each week they have different discussions based on the women's needs and interests, and it also helps during the time of labor as well as after birth. It helps with breastfeeding and gaining a special bond with the child. While doing some research, I stumbled upon a doctor. Her name is Dr. Marsha Garcia. She stated that women in labor need to be mobile so they can assume various positions, and having shackles on women compromises and manipulates her legs from proper treatment. Now, there can be a lot of health risk issues that can arise when the women are shackled, such as hemorrhaging, decrease in the baby's heartbeat, and also it can stop the breathing of a baby. Now, there's even prison wardens that agree that several of the particular needs of pregnant women, including adequate resources to take care of the forced labors, premature births, and miscarriages, have yet been dealt with any of the facilities. Now, pregnant women are not provided proper diets or vitamin supplements to give them the opportunity to exercise. They are not taught breathing lessons or the correct birthing techniques. Pregnancy is not only the female specific medical concern ignored in the prison. Now, there was one prisoner, her name was Kebby Warner. She said while she was in prison, they wasn't taught anything about the birthing techniques. The only extra food they had was 3 snacks a day, which would consist of cereal, cheese, and graham crackers, or lunch meat sandwiches. Now, all of the food in the prison are starch and have high carbs. They don't have any fruit or vegetables. Excuse me. Now, a family member of mine, she was doing time in weekend jail in North Carolina. It was the Charlotte Mecklenburg jailhouse, and she was 6 months pregnant. She stated that there was no extra food given to her, and the jail cell was filthy. The only thing that she received extra was an extra blanket at night. Also, women who having children in prison, now their children usually comes out with low birth rates. That can be an issue because according to the Department of Justice and their statistics, it shows that most women who have children behind bars, their babies um, come out between 5 and 6 pounds. That's sometimes that's an average size, but that's still not good enough. And there's a lot of babies, about 6% of babies born in prison settings, they do come out premature. That's because of, like I say, the lack of exercise, the lack of food and treatment that they deserve. Now, what we can do as a society, we need to form special groups because this is an issue that's happening statewide, all over in all 50 states. Now, we do know that they are prisoners, but like I said, we all are human, and we all need to be treated the same. Now, if you've had a baby before, then you know how it is. You know the squirming that you have to do, but yet these prisoners are still shackled up. Like I say, as a society, we need to do it. We need to get up, get out, make a lot of calls, form groups, advocacy groups, just to make sure that these women are receiving proper nutrition. Now, they do have it where you can go to the prisons and to the jails and volunteer, and there's a lot of different women's groups that's going to different prisons and volunteering, but there still isn't enough. Um, Also, a big problem is women are having their child in the prison, not going to the hospital. Their cries are being ignored by the guards. They will actually tell the guards that they feel that they're going to labor, depending on where they are or who the guard is. The guard will actually ignore them. So there have been several lawsuits towards the state because of the early birth of their child. Now in Illinois, there was a child born to a lady. She cried out for 6 hours in pain, bleeding. Told two different guards, they still ignored her. She had her baby right there on the prison floor. When she had her baby ended up catching a disease because of the dirty because of the dirty cell it was in. So she ended up suing the state of Illinois, and she also got out on early release. Now, a lot of these women who is in prison, they actually are in prison for nonviolent crimes. And now the judge should not sentence them to prison. They should at least get like a house arrest or something, community service, something to where they're not in these type of conditions. Now, if you have any ideas, just leave them as a comment, and we can work on them together because this is a big issue in the community. Thank you.